The plan for Iran was already laid out well before President Trump got in office. The way the US handles Iran, especially when it comes to all this talk about nuclear weapons, has the same playbook been run over and over, no matter what the facts say. Earlier this year, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard went in front of Congress and said straight up, Iran is not building a nuclear weapon. The US spies on the ground, well, they're saying the same thing. Even the International Atomic Energy Agency is saying that Iran is not making nukes right now. But when President Trump got asked about it, he just brushed it off. He says, I don't care what she said. They were very close to getting a nuke. That's what he said. See, it didn't matter what the experts or the evidence said. The man already had his mind made up. Check out the following video.
How close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
So pretty dismissive there when asked by our own CNN, Caitlin Collins, about this. I want you to take a listen, though, to what exactly Gabbard had said back in March. Listen.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
So, Pamela, the reason that this is so important, of course, is because it shows that the president seems to be more in line right now with what we are hearing from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, using that to really justify these different missiles that they are launching toward Iran. I should say these unprecedented strikes that we have seen. Much more, hopefully, that we can learn today from what the president is doing behind closed doors, particularly in that upcoming meeting with his National Security Council in the Situation Room.
Here's the truth. The U.S. already had a strategic direction. And once that was set, no amount of evidence can change it. It's like the train is already left the station and the facts are running behind it, trying to catch up. You see, Iraq, 2003. Remember when they said that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction? The inspectors said that they didn't find any, but the U.S. went anyway. You see, the plan was already in motion, and the evidence didn't matter. Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the facts were shaky, but it was used as a reason to escalate the war. Again, the strategy was set, and the story was just there to justify it. Iran, what's going on now? Even when the director of national intelligence and the US spies say Iran isn't building a bomb, the narrative is still, they're close, we gotta act. It's the same old song, just a different verse. Now, let's be real. The US has interests in the Middle East, whether that's oil, power, influence, I don't know. But once the government decides what it wants, the facts become background noise. See, they'll find a way to justify whatever move they want to make, whether it's sanctions, airstrikes, or a full-on war. And if you look at history, this isn't new. The US has been setting its own rules in the region for decades, from back in the Shahad in Iran in the 50s to getting involved in every conflict that pops up. This reminds me of a story about an archer with this bow and arrow. So a guy is walking through the forest when he stumbles upon an archer. He notices that every single arrow is dead center in the target. The guy keeps looking back and forth between the archer and the bullseye, totally amazed. Finally, the archer notices and asks, "Why do you keep staring at me like that?" The guy says, "You hit the bullseye every time. How do you do it?" The archer grins and replies, "Simple. I shoot the arrow first, then I draw the target around it." So what can we learn from this? Don't get caught up in the headlines or the hype. Always look at who benefits from the decisions being made. And remember, just because the government says something is a threat doesn't mean that it's true. The strategy comes first, and the evidence is just there to make it look good. This is what's going on here. But here's the thing, even if the people in power ignore the facts, we don't have to follow that path. The Torah, the first 5 books, teaches us to seek truth, pursue justice, and to let the evidence guide our actions, not just our fears or our interests. We as people can still do the right thing by being led where the evidence takes us, standing up for what's right, and holding our dear leaders accountable. That's how we break the cycle and build a better future together. So if this message has resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.